You need to wash the chicken thoroughly and chop it. It's a bit harder for me to chop it because the chicken is whole. I cook a whole chicken, so I have a hard time on chopping the chicken. So before that, wash it carefully and inspect if there's a blood inside of the chicken. Some might chop it in the same size, but for me, it doesn't matter at all if the sizes of the chicken is different because we know we're not perfect in cooking, but I think having a same size would be an art because it is good to look at, nice to look at. So some would prefer to do that. But for me, it's okay anyway. So like that, I have to cut it into two, and wash it thoroughly again before I'm going to boil it. I'm going to wash it very, 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 you have to be very careful in washing because it's a food. So after that, I need to boil it. I need to boil it so that when I cook it, it would be smooth and crispy. So I put some crispy, what do you call that one? A crispy fry. So you put in a lot. I mean, it's up to you if you put a lot of amount of the crispy fry, or you put in a flour. It depends on what you have in the house. If you have a flour or a crispy fry, then that's good. But when you use a crispy fry, it is really crispy. But when you use a flour, it's a different thing. Maybe you experience on what is the outcome when we are using flour. So for me, I use crispy fry. So after putting crispy fry, I put an oil on a pot. Before putting an oil, you have to check it if the pot or anything that you use in cooking that it is hot already, so that the oil when you cook the oil is it looks so good in cooking. So just like this one. So we're gonna carefully drop the food or the chicken into the oil. Turn the chicken one by one. Put the chicken one by one, I mean. So after putting all the chicken, you have to make sure that they fry evenly on both sides when we get to the desired color that we want. So we have to check it carefully because some might not be cooked. So what happened is there was still a bit of blood inside of the chicken. So you have to make sure, or you have to double check it if so. There, you make sure that it is even. So I'm the first to admit that deep frying food is nothing near glamorous. It takes some time, determination, and a steady pair of hands, but trust me, the end result is definitely worth it. Worth it like this. Plus, deep frying is actually much easier than you'd think. Tender, crispy chicken is well within your reach. Say no to car side chicken and yes to the homemade version with these tips from our chicken. So I hope you like it and enjoy it. So we need to pick all the chicken which is already cooked and ready to serve and ready to eat. So this is the crispiest chicken you'd ever had in your home.